So I think what all of the readers have been getting at, that the radical fairy experience, as it was then and continues to be lived around the world today, represents a revolution of consciousness. It just wasn't about having a sexy romp out in the desert. It was about trying to find new ways to view ourselves as loving gay men and being loving with others. And I need to add now that there are women radical fairies walking the planet. So we have, and there are radical fairy children, believe it or not. So this social experiment keeps on going on. The latest fairy sanctuary just opened in eastern France. There's a fairy sanctuary in Australia. There have been fairy gatherings on the beaches of Thailand. There's fairy sanctuaries in upstate New York. There's a fairy gathering happening as we speak in Brighton Bush, Oregon. We fairies really are dancing around the world. So, welcome. A couple of other unique factors about this book. In Michael's piece, he mentioned subject consciousness. He mentioned hissing. These are all fairy terms, and so what we did in the back of the book is we made a glossary, which to me is one of the most interesting and valuable parts of this book. There's so much history in the fairy glossary, so we have our own language. And then there's a complete resource list of every fairy sanctuary publication, how you can find us and how you can reach us. So on that note, if you want to know a little bit more of how we're trying to revive the radical fairy scene here in Los Angeles, Richard Neely has a little notepad, and you can ask to be included on our fairy listserv. So there's Richard, and after the gathering, if you want to be included, please be included. Now, to introduce the final reader, I've never done this in public before, God help me, and that's to reveal my fairy name. We all have fairy names. I've never told anybody what mine is, except for Malcolm. And there's a bit of a pun in it, and those of you who know me will get it. But anyway, my radical fairy name is Misdemeanor. That's a pretty good one, huh? So, on that note, I would like to introduce a relatively new radical fairy, as far as I know. Ian MacKinnon is a gay-centered performance art and curator of queer theater events in Los Angeles. He performs both nationally and locally, creating solo and group pieces for theater, clubs, performance spaces, art galleries, rooftops, and classrooms, just as he's going to do out at Highways this August 19th and 20th with his new show called Gay Hiss Orgy Part 2, The Search for Gay Love. So come and see Ian, and he'll give you one of these nice postcards, and maybe you can go and see his fabulous show. I've seen him perform, and it's, well, what can I say? You're kind of one of a kind, but worth it. So without any further ado, please welcome Mr. Ian MacKinnon.
Hi, you guys. This is cool. So I did this at the Antebellum Gallery. There was a Radical Fairy 30th anniversary art show that happened at the Antebellum. You were there, I believe. So I did this sort of impromptu-ish ritual, and I'll read you a little section of it. Fairy Fallow Ceremony by Ian MacKinnon, that's me. To be performed live with music, candles, confetti, dildos, and naked gay male fairy dancers. And we had some, right? This ritual salute asks the question, what work of gayness makes me want to fucking come? Is it a love poem by Percy Shelley or Rumi or Rimbaud? Is it the smooth white curve of a statue by Michelangelo? Is it a painting of Zeus and Ganymede? Or is it a cock sliding up a delicious asshole? Is it the tireless work of countless gay leaders from our past who rose out of the homophobic shitmire of toxic hatred to erect the pillars and the framework upon which we all stand today? Is it Baldwin's Giovanni's Room or Ginsberg's Howl? Is it the trail of gay semen consciousness that burns a flaming rope of cum from this moment through Harry Hay to Edward Carpenter to Karl Heinrich Ulrichs to Plato to the dawn of humankind? Is it the symposium where the riddle of manly love, or the gilded sequined eyelashes of Jack Smith, or the angels of light, or the coquettes? Is it Whitman's Calamus poems, or water splashing over a naked man's buttocks? Is it divine? Is it Mitch Walker's archetype of the double? Is it the thought of how many millions of men are making love to each other right this very second? Is it cum dripping from cocks standing in a circle out under the sun? Is it tears like cum running down the face of a broken-hearted gay boy just yearning to be loved? Is it pubic hair? Is it the promise of self-love through radical fairy brotherhood? Or is it the shadow that haunts, sabotages, freezes, and teaches? Is it the enraged gay child that lives inside demanding the love he never got? Or is it the strong, hairy arms of a masculine, dominant, sweaty, musky, throbbing daddy that knows exactly how to treat a man's body right? Is it the scream of abandoned gay infants in the night? Is it the rainbow flag unfurled like fire? Or the subtle pink pucker of a nubile quivering boy hole yearning for penetration? Is it my own cock? Or all of your cocks? Or the God cock of the universe? Is it the two rose-lipped fairy boys in the bloom of youth dancing naked in a field while mountains swell like ocean waves because you're on acid? Or is it a lover leading me through love to know myself deeper? Is it my growing relationship to my own gay soul? Is it my fairy soul buddy? All. Yes. All. Yes, yes, yes! There's more of it. You've got to buy the book to get more.